What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Hippo Supercoach, and tonight we've got the trade plans and trade targets for round 8. So man, this is an awkward week for me. So I'll show you guys what I have planned right now. This is going to be a very freestyle video, not really too much structure. Planning on trading out Tom Powell for Jordan Sweet via DPP and having Livingstone here. Now, basically, if Sweet pumps out probably 85 plus, I'll probably take that as R2, and then we'll trade Grundy to Heaney because we have enough 343k in the bank. That's all well and good. The problem in my team is Jack Steele. Now, question marks whether he's going to be right to play this week, and you know what? Even if he is right to play this week, there's question marks on his form. Seems like that knee strapped up is really hurting him, literally hurting him and hurting his scoring potential. So, and this is the dilemma, right? So we have Steele with a break even of 190, projected 132, which is definitely overs, and goes down 26k if he scores 132. So this is scary, and it seems like a clear trade, but then you look at who he has next, and it's North and Hawthorn. Last time we played North, and this is pretty relevant, 2023, round 19. He scored 160 on him. So I think I'm going to have to hold, unless obviously he is out, then I will be trading. But it's such an annoying pick for anyone that brought him in. If you started him, you've had a lot of good scores. If you brought him in late, like I did, it's really hurt. And it seems like every single year, this guy gives my team a headache, regardless of why. I'm done. I'm never picking him again. I think I said it last year, but this time I mean it. He's on the never again list. I don't care what he's averaging. He's going to get hurt eventually, and he's going to play through injury eventually. That's what he's doing now. So I'm so annoyed at this pick, and it's really cooked my... I'm sort of rushing to full primo. I'm trying to go as quick as I can, trying to upgrade a little bit faster than everyone else. But guys like Steele, they just put the brakes on your whole strategy. So it is what it is. So we can't really do much about it. And obviously I have no boosts. So that's even the bigger problem. The no boosts. Anyway, let's go through who people are trading in and out, because it's not all about my team. Now, obviously, I do want Heaney. I more than likely will go Grundy to Heaney. I don't even know if I have a backup plan. So let's go back a little bit, and let's say Sweet doesn't go big and we keep Grundy. Then who do we get? Do we go early on someone like Closey, whatever his name is? Do we go early on someone like him and grab... Not too keen on Walsh. I think Sarong would be the one we'd grab. And look, I'm not sure about getting rid of Closey because he's been good. But it could be a little bit potty to jump off early. I hope he has a little bit of a down game or a couple of down games, and I've gotten off early and grabbed a Sarong who plays Richmond. So that probably is what we'll do. It's a ballsy move because, well, yeah. It's ballsy because we just don't know if Closey can go back to his hundreds, because he could. You never know. The other option is, because look at this. Look at who we're going to have to field if we don't trade Grundy. Not only are we going to have to field Combat and Garcia, but we're also going to have to field Biggie friggin' Nguyen. So that is a worry, to say the least. Yeah, so that's... I mean, if we don't field Biggie and we trade, let's say we trade Sexton, the options are pretty friggin' dire. I mean, who do you even want? Mackay against Collingwood, maybe? It's tough to pick a top 6 forward. Obviously, you got Heaney. No doubt he's going to be F1 or F2. After that, the door's open, man. It's a real tough one. I don't trust Luke Jackson anymore. I don't trust Dave Zorko. Zorko was kind of the saviour for the forward line to an extent, because he was playing halfback, and then all of a sudden, McKennie, you're back. Zorko, back to the forward line. I'll play you for a quarter in the halfback, and then you go back to the forward line. So his role, I think, is cooked. Jai Caldwell lost his CBAs this week, still turned up. This is an option. It's not really one I'm keen on at all. Grime Myers is another one. I mean, he's averaging 92. So it's not like he's exactly going great. 125, 81, 86, 105, 65, and a 68 and 116. It's fucking inconsistent to say the least. And then after that, it just drops off. Tom Powell, I don't care how many CBAs you're getting, you're not coming back into my team. One guy I wouldn't mind picking back up is Fisher. If Fisher has the role, so if Fisher doesn't be the sub and Sheasel actually does move up the ground, then Fisher can probably go 95 plus. I'm not going to say he's going to turn up every week, but I think he can go 95 plus just because Sheasel takes so many kick-ins and so much of that cheap ball down the back line. So obviously McCurch is going to be a pretty solid option as well now that if Sheasel's moving up. I don't know. I'm not sure. So yeah, we probably would go with someone like Sarong just because we don't have a clear idea on the forwards at the moment. And I don't want to field friggin' Biggie Nguyen. But then again, you're fielding Biggie Nguyen. What's to say friggin' Harry Mackay doesn't score what he scores and you pay up 300k for him? Like, you don't know. Harry Mackay could score a 46 easily, very easily. He doesn't kick goals, he's not scoring. So, yeah, he's not playing second ruck either, or third ruck, or whatever the fuck they call it. Yeah, so it's tricky times in the forward line. I think the best strategy, like obviously my back line's full primo. The best strategy is just to fill the other lines as much as we can. And then we would go and look at the forward line and just work it out from there. Save that for last, because right now it is chalked. Yeah. Let's go look at people trading out, trading in. Most traded in. Jordan Sweet, 36,000. Yeah, so this guy's a no-brainer. It's just the question of whether you want him at R2 or R3. Yeah, it's a tough one because you think you would think that Sweet would hold his spot for the next 4 or 5 weeks while Soldo's out. But the problem is what happens if Sweet gets injured? Then it becomes interesting because you can't go down. There's no one you can go down to. You have to go up, and you're going to have to go up quite a bit. Let's say Sweet even goes up this week, he goes up to 250. Let's say he goes up next week, he's 350. You still need to find 300 odd K or 250k to get to English. So it's not going to be easy. But I think for me, it's a risk I'm willing to take at this point of the season. I'm willing to take a punt on Sweet and just say, you know what, fuck it, you're my R2. If you get hurt, well, it's sort of like a ride or die. If he dies, my season dies. But yeah, I think Sol rucking anywhere is pretty good role. He's massive. He's clearly got the scoring ability. We saw what he did in that small sample size in the first game, and in a full game, we saw what he's capable of. So obviously he's not going to average 136 or whatever he scored, but I think he can go at 100, and that's definitely a pass mark for someone who's 150k. And you think about it, you're getting, for me, I'd be getting Heaney for Grundy, which means I'd be getting a biggie off the field for an Isaac Heaney, and I'll be swapping Grundy for someone who's scoring pretty similar. So even if you're swapping, look, if you got English and Gawn, that's a tough one, because then you probably have to play Sweet at R3, because I just wouldn't be able to trade either of those two guys. They're R1 and R2, I'm pretty confident. So that's a tricky one. I think you just have to bring him in at R3 and just enjoy the cash gen, but you're not going to have those on-field scores. But yeah, Sweet is you have to bring him in. You absolutely have to bring him in. Jake Rogers. So I did initially think he was a sub in that first game. He wasn't. So that's a bit of a worry. So he scored pretty poorly in that first game. We'll just double check what he actually scored. He's averaging 63. So, is it like 40 he scored? 28 he scored. That's an extremely low floor for a full game. 93 minutes, 102 minutes. So, look, he didn't really change his time on ground too much. He played 10 extra minutes. He's a risky one. I don't think I'd be jumping on, but if you do need a downgrade, then he's probably got to be the one. I think I'd rather Riley Garcia Break even to -74. Yeah, I think I'd rather Riley Garcia. I liked his games, both of them. Bailey Dale. Look, the role right now at this current point looks amazing. He looks like Nick Martin, but better. I think he's a little bit faster than Martin. Better kick, more penetrating kick. But the issue is we know Bevo can swing the magnets around. So that's one thing I'm not willing to take a gamble on at this point in the season. And obviously I'm full primo defense, so I'm obviously not going to bring him in. But if you do need a value option and you are willing to take a punt, the upside is definitely there for Ballydale. So I don't hate it. But like I said, we just can't trust Luke Beveridge. We just can't. Then we have Tom Green. So Tom Green at 579. Break even of 91. I think he has bottomed out. So if you don't have him, this is probably the best price you'll get him. I think. Yeah, I think it is. How did he go against Sydney last year? Still getting used to this new layout. 126, 118, 164. So he's proven scorer against Sydney. I think you bring him in. I think if you need a midfielder this week, it's Green or Sarong. Green for price and Sarong for scoring potential, because I think Sarong does go nuts against Richmond. We saw Hopper went out. They're just so weak in that midfield right now, and Sarong, Brayshaw, Fife, Young, they're all going to go nuts this week. I've got no doubt about that. So if you're keen on Caleb, then jump on this week. And it's something I'm considering. If I have to hold Grundy, then I will be getting Sarong. I'm not going to hold closely. Dawson, I don't know. I think he's back, but I'm not 100% sure. He's great price still, so if you are keen, it's not a bad option. Darcy Jones, I wouldn't go a week early on him. Just wait till he's on the bubble. Merritt, yeah, we know how good his run is coming up, so I know why people are bringing him in. Obviously very expensive. And Heaney, still people like me trying to bring him in. It's a tough life we live in the Supercoach world, all of the non-Heaney owners. 662k is what we'll be paying for someone who started at 480. That is brilliant. So who are people trading out? We'll wrap this up kind of quickly because I hate this week. I really do hate this week. It's pissed me off because of Steele. I'm in just a bad mood with Supercoach because Steele's a fuckhead. Tom Powell's a fuckhead. Grundy can die. Biggie's a problem. There's just so many problems in my team right now, and it's just pissing me off. So Sharp, yep, makes sense to get rid of him. Powell, yep. Every single one of these guys, I'd be happy trading out. Fisher has to go because he's just playing the sub. Jackson probably has to go as well. Break even 120. He's bottomed out. Yeah. Anyway, guys, captain, vice captain. This week's interesting. I think Gawn has to be VC pretty much every week. So I'll back Gawn against Geelong. And then I think we'll captain... we can't captain Merritt that far because they're playing 40 minutes between each other. Unless you just see that first quarter from Gawn and you're like, yep, Gawn VC, we'll take it. Or if Gawn's on 20, you're like, nah, we're going Merritt. That would be ballsy. I think we'll go Gawn into... If we bring in Sarong, we'll go Sarong. Otherwise, Bont's a solid option at Marvel. Don't think McGuinness goes to him. He might. I think if they're going to go to anyone, they're going to go to Libba, if Libba plays. Luke Ryan is an option, I guess. Maybe it's got to be... If I bring in Heaney, it'll probably be Heaney into Gawn. Butters on the Thursday. Does he bounce back? I'm not sure. Dacos probably goes big against Carlton. I don't think we'll put any time into him. Tom Green against Sydney? It's not a bad shout. Green to Gawn? I don't know. We've still got a lot of thinking to do. We'll see after Thursday night, because Thursday night I'll know what my team's going to look like for the round, because I'm going to bring in a primo. It's just a matter of whether it's Sarong or Heaney. I'm hoping it's Heaney. I'm hoping Sweet goes big enough so I can fuck Grundy off. Even though Grundy got 160, I just think you're missing out on too many points if you have Sweet at R3. But, like I said, with English and Gawn owners, that's just something you're going to have to live with unless you really want to take a punt and trade English. Because you can't trade Gawn. You just can't. Gawn's still going up, man. Jeez. Is he going to get to 800k? He's a madman. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope everyone's having a good week. Hopefully have a better weekend and we fly up some rankings this weekend, because yeah, last week was pretty shit for many reasons. And yeah, that's it for the video. Have a good night.